Back to Chicago. Look, I'm shaking the camera there. Now I'm just trying to get it straight. Well, hey, we just got back from New Orleans. Got in this morning on the Amtrak there. We streamed it on TikTok. We did get a stream in this morning when we were having breakfast on YouTube. We got the morning walk in. It's pretty cold, 23 degrees, 12:02. It's pretty shocking. I'm really thankful to Ernie that he met Chris and I at the Union Station and gave Chris some sweatpants because Chris was wearing shorts. Because when we left Chicago it was 60 degrees, now it's 23 degrees. It was in the 80s when we were in New Orleans. We were burning up. We had a good time. It was nice to get in that tropical, subtropical climate. Denise, hey, we're back here, Chris. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. So, we're probably going to run into Ernesto which is Chicago Nuggies, and Chris, who I took the New Orleans trip to with. They're over by the Apple store. I think they went to Navy Pier. And Chris is going to take the Metro train back to Mundelein. I think at 1:15 or something. So I'm just heading home. I stopped into the office. I checked my email, and checked in with my coworkers, and I'm just going to head home at lunch here and get settled back into my Chicago schedule, and we'll probably start walking to work like we usually do rest of the week, Tuesday through Friday. Yeah, Prince, thanks for tuning in. We're back. Heather B, yeah, the lunch bunch. You guys miss me? I know. I don't think anybody saw much of my content from New Orleans because we streamed at weird times, and there would be like 30, 40 people. We usually get many more people tuning into Chicago. I guess the algorithm expects me to be in Chicago and doesn't push. I thought there'd be vastly more interest in New Orleans, the beautiful historic neighborhoods and parks that we showed. So I'll work on editing out the clips. I think this usually happens. I was happy that Alexander Chicago tuned in when we were there. He gave me a nice gift. But he did the same thing. He went on the road, and I got to get him some tips because he seemed to be much more successful with getting people to watch outside of Chicago. And so here's, at least for our content here, but here's Wrigley Building, Tribune Tower. We're back. Welcome to the cold Chicago February. Trump Tower, second tallest building in Chicago. Yeah, so hey, we're almost through. There they are. Hey, we made it. Good. There they are. We'll say hello to our friends here, Chris and Ernesto. Yeah, we made it. Hey, you guys made it all the way to Navy Pier and back? That's good.
What do you think of the new hat?
Yeah. Good, you got the hat? You're all warmed up? Good. We'll get off the side here. So you're going to go catch the train?
I can't figure out how this works. She said
1:15,
something, but I don't know which one. Where am I looking here? Oh, that's Antioch to Chicago.
You want Union? You want Chicago to Antioch?
Yeah, but I'm going to Mundelein.
But you want to turn it over here? No. 1:25. 1:25 it leaves. You'll get Mundelein 2:40.
Okay.
So otherwise you're waiting at 3:25.
All right, so 1:25. So we got time.
Yeah, good. Yeah. So you guys got to get to Union Station.
Yeah.
Good.
You know where I checked my bag? Right back at
the Metropolitan Lounge.
Yes, they're like, you just got off the...
yeah, good.
They go, yo, you're good.
Good.
You're good.
You didn't have to pay nothing or anything.
Yeah, he has
good.
I think he has the
VIP.
Yeah, the passenger lounge.
Good.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, you got the badge.
Metropolitan Lounge.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad you got to meet Ernie.
Yeah, he finally met.
Good.
Yeah, we had a nice long walk, long talk. Talked about you.
All right, we got those ribs. We got the ribs.
Yeah.
I was afraid we weren't going to make the exchange. Everybody was good.
Pretty funny.
You guys should save me some ribs.
I know. We did get you some ribs from Memphis.
You mentioned it.
We ate
today.
them all. Yeah.
We were done eating. I look, I'm like, oh, Ernie said, where's my ribs?
Good. Well, I'll let you get going. Hey, it was a great trip. We'll talk more about it. I'll settle up with you. I still owe you money, and we'll figure out what it is. I think it's like $400, but we'll figure out.
We'll end up squaring it up this summer. We'll go do something fun.
Be careful, there's some poop right there.
Oh yeah, I know the perils of live streaming are legion. Are you going to be on later, or you're not? You're not streaming?
I think I'm going to rest for today.
Yeah, rest. Good. Yeah, take a break. I saw your message there. People giving you stupid comments.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I finally went to the south side and I still get to go to Old Block.
I know.
Go to the
I know.
south side.
It doesn't. I told you, if we went there every single day, people would still say this. It's just that's all they know.
Yeah, Old Block.
You went to the Marx Brothers. You went to Louis Armstrong.
Remember when we were down at the Calumet Fisheries and somebody said, "Go to Wrigley Field." I'm like, "What the?"
I know. I know. It was just. All right, I'll let you guys go catch your train. See you, Ernie. Thank you. Thanks. I'm glad you're warmed up. I'm glad you. Thanks for bringing them sweatpants. That's good. Hey, Chris. When I was walking back across the loop, there was two people. They said, "Hey, welcome back from New Orleans." I had no idea who they are, and they recognized. And he was wearing my blue coat. That's good. So hey, there's Chris and Ernie. Hey, we met them. So hey, they went all the way to Navy Pier. I'm glad that they met in person because they knew each other virtually for over a year and spent a lot of time online talking to each other, just like we met Jess and got those ribs. We'll have to get Ernie some ribs. But hey, thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in here. I'm missing all the comments. Denise, Lindsay. Yeah, thanks everybody. Christy. Yeah, we're back. Dolores. Hey, Kiki, how you doing there? Yeah, so I got a bunch more clips to post. And, you know what I might do since it's so cold? I might just take the train because I'm pretty cold and I'm tired from our trip. And, let's see. So the fastest way, I'll cross Michigan Avenue and we'll go down to the subway. We'll take the Red Line subway. And I'll try to get in the back because I might be able to stream out the back. Hopefully it won't be too crowded. Sometimes it's hard to stream in the subway because I lose my connection down in the tunnel. But otherwise we have to walk all the way over to Merchandise Mart, which is okay. Maybe let's do that. Maybe we'll just walk over to Merchandise Mart. We'll wait till the traffic stops here on Michigan Avenue. Maybe we'll just head over to Merchandise Mart here. We got 12:09 in the PM here. I want to get home after being on the road here. So here we'll cross. Go ahead, go. And there's a nice view. There's the view we get of skyline of Chicago. It's good to be back here. See Michigan Avenue. There's the Tribune and the Intercontinental Wrigley Building. Yeah, I'm going to walk over to the Merchandise Mart station and then we're going to take a train ride because I got a heavy backpack and we could walk all the way back, but hey, let's take a train ride. Here we were. Hey, enjoyed the live streams. That's good. Yeah, see, there's plenty of, I know there's some stuff. I don't expect people to watch all of it. I'll try to cut out the highlights from a New Orleans trip, at least this park stuff we saw. I got stuff from the Botanical Gardens and Audubon Park, City Park. We took the trolleys, stuff from the French Quarter, and even Frenchman Street. And we didn't get to the World War II Museum. We went by it. I would very much like to spend a full day at the World War II Museum there, at least a half a day. We just didn't get to it. Now we'll save that for next time. Oh, there's the top of Sears Tower. There's the Jewelers Building Mather Tower. This nice view you get. The Chicago skyline, Chicago River. We got 23, 24 degrees. It's pretty cold. I'm not wearing my layers. So I'm going to head over to the brown line there. We'll take it. Or we could take the red line too. I haven't decided. Yeah, so there's content on YouTube and there's content on TikTok. I know it's strange that I'm spreading my content, but there's a strategy involved with that. And here, let's head up to this food truck. Samuel Jones, how you doing? Oops, oh, what did I step in? I stepped in some suds there. Yeah, so, okay, so I know that's the big hot topic. I don't have enough information. I know that You know, I just got back from a New Orleans trip. I guess Indiana is trying to coerce the Bears to build in Northwest Indiana, Hammond site. I thought they were going to pick a downtown Gary site, but it looks like they picked some Hammond site near Wolf Lake. I'm pretty snarky against the NFL. I don't like how the NFL puts like the McCaskies and blackmail in a city like Arlington, Chicago, or Arlington Heights, or Illinois, or Indiana, and all the governors. They, like Iowa is trying to coerce them. Indiana. It's a bidding war. It's capitalism. They don't care about the fans. They care about how much money they can make, who's going to buy their stadium, or who's going to pay for the stadium, you know, and it's all money, you know. If some people are fans, oh, that's an extra bonus, you know. So, you know, it's the same thing that, you know, here's Alicia Tacos. So here we'll cross, this is Wabash behind the Trump Tower. Here we'll cross. There's the giant Trump Tower here, Chicago, Illinois, United States of America, planet Earth. It's been 2 to 3 years and they haven't built anything in Arlington Heights. I know. That's Arlington Heights has to be getting nervous because they have invested a lot of time and money, and all their future plans depend on the Bears building a giant casino hotel complex that's going to bring economic development to Arlington Heights. The sad truth is, since I live in the city of Chicago, I'm being honest. I will not go out of my way to go to Arlington Heights to go to a Bears game. I'm a Bears fan. I will not go out of my way. It's probably more likely I would go to the Indiana stadium because I grew up in Indiana and I have roots in Indiana, so I'm biased. Indiana doesn't offend me as much as Illinois is. The idea of the Bears in Indiana, that actually kind of amuses me. That Indiana, I think Illinois should take Indiana up and let Indiana pay for the Bears stadium, and then people down by Cincinnati and Louisville will be paying for the Bears stadium that don't root for the Bears. Isn't that interesting? That Indiana taxpayers, people that root for the Indianapolis Colts, will be paying for the Bears stadium. Do you think that's a good deal for Indiana? But here, let's the very icy steps here. The steps are icy. We're heading down towards, there's a subway stop here on the red line here, so I'm just gonna take the quickest and shortest route home here. Now watch, look how I'm being punished by the YouTube algorithm. So the YouTube algorithm is now punishing me for going to New Orleans, which is fine, and people aren't looking for my live stream. We got 45 people here, so they probably noticed. Probably what happened is YouTube noticed that I was on TikTok, and YouTube doesn't like when you go on TikTok. TikTok doesn't like when you take content from YouTube and put it to TikTok, and the algorithm knows where the source information comes from because they put little embedded tags in the video and stuff, metadata and things like that, cookies. And it's going to take me a while to build back our audience because we had 20,000, 30,000 people tuning in over a stream, and now I get like 400. And it's because the algorithm's punishing me, and we deserve to be punished because robots rule the world here. So they're starting to redo. This used to be the Rock Bottom Brewery. They were supposed to put a video game place there, but I don't. It's supposed to be like Le Mans racing things, but I don't see anything going in there, and I ain't gonna anything happen anytime soon. Look at the ice here. Look at how much the ice is. Very slippery here. So here we're crossing Grand and State Street, Chicago, Illinois. Got 23 degrees. So I'm gonna head down to the Red Line subway, and so we're gonna take a subway ride here in Chicago. Let me get my venture card out here. Hold on a second. Gotta get my venture card. So we're gonna take the red line towards Howard, which we're gonna get off at either Fullerton. Yeah, we'll probably get off at Fullerton because it doesn't stop at Armitage because only the brown and the purple stop there. So let's see if my connection holds out here. So here's the red line. You see, you can get all the tickets there. Go here. How long is it before the next train? It's not telling me. So we might be waiting a while here. So Check down here. Gotta go down the stairs. Yeah, Lambie, we saw Ernesto and Chris. We saw them about 10-15 minutes ago. We met him at the bridge. It's earlier in this live. You can rewind. Ernie's not streaming. I don't think he's having a good time streaming. Shows you how mean people are on the comments, because I don't know if that has anything to do with you. I'll have to talk to Ernie. But here's the the train's pulling the other way there. So how long we gotta wait here? Yeah, see the train heading in through there. It's going the other way, northbound here. Yeah, there's one coming. I see the lights here, or maybe that's the light from this train. It looks like one's coming this way. So I'm gonna try to get in the back of this train, and we'll try to film out the back if we can. We'll see if the train's coming this way. It's stuck under the river there. There's the red line heading south. We just joined here. We're at the Grand Stop. The red line. We're gonna say, hey, here comes the train. Here comes the tunnel. Red line heading. That goes underneath the Chicago River there. Still streaming okay? Thanks, Lambie. Yeah, I thought Ernie was going to stream, but I you know, go to Ernie's page and look at his word message above his, and I don't know what's going on. But here's the train pulling out. There it goes the other way. So there's a red line heading south, and then there's a red line northbound. We're going to catch the northbound here. Here it comes. Chicago, Illinois. We're back in the subways here. Oh yeah, you know how disrespectful people can be on the internet. People think they got anonymity, and it's not just the age of Trump. People have always been rude and mean on comments, and it just gives them a license to, because that's how there's a lot of mean and rude people in the world. It's just how the world is, you know. But here, we'll get in this last car. We'll see if we can stream out the back. I'll try not to talk so loud. How you doing? Yeah, we'll try to stream out this back window here. We can look down the tunnel a little bit. Just joined. We're on the red line. We're in the last car here. We're going to stream out the back. We're leaving the Grand Station.
Chicago and State is next. Doors open on the front at Chicago and State. Your safety is important. If you observe unattended packages, vandalism, or suspicious activity, inform CTA personnel immediately.
So we're leaving the Grand Station here, red line subway, heading northbound towards Fullerton. But yeah, that was a great trip there. Thanks everybody that tuned in for the New Orleans content there. Looking forward to posting more videos, more reruns. So it's going to be boring here for a while. We're in the subway tunnel. There's not much to see here. We're just, see if I can zoom in past that window. There, we can look down the tunnel a little bit. Yeah, we had a great time, Denise. We went to, so yeah, we hopped on the Amtrak Wednesday, Ash Wednesday. We caught it about Chicago and State here. Chicago State, the red line going into the station here. It's a nice view of the Chicago. Well, we'll get it more when we pull out, because we're right at the end of the train here.
Doors closing.
Alright, somebody's getting on there. So you just joined here. We're on a red line train here, Chicago Station. Chicago, Michigan. Actually, Chicago State. Excuse me, Chicago State. This is the station near the sushi. Friends Sushi. Next stop, the Clark Division. But yeah, we left. We went to this announcement station. had a nice trip to New Orleans. We left Wednesday night, Ash Wednesday, and we went all night on the Amtrak. We got some reruns of that, and then we got into New Orleans like Thursday around 3 in the afternoon there. Chris and I, we walked through the downtown New Orleans. We got to the French Quarter there, checked in our hotel. We had a great location there. We were at Bourbon and Canal. I went to the French Quarter that night. That's why I saw the Happy Birthday posted that jazz band playing a Happy Birthday there on Royale Street at Toulouse. And then on Friday we got a nice groovy breakfast there. We got beignets and cafe beignets right on Royale Street. Mississippi had fog over the river. Yeah, thanks XRT fan. Thanks for checking out the content. Yeah, it's been raining in your town. Everything's soaking wet. Yeah, we're back to Chicago, so we got snow. I know West. Watch Marty Mayora, the East, and watch Christopher Dotson there. The whole East Coast is getting a blizzard. Here,
Doors closing.
here, we'll flip around here. This is the Fullerton Division Station here. Film out the back so you can see us leaving the station. Yeah, North and Clybourne's next.
Doors open on the right at North and Clybourne.
Yeah, it's snowing. Here's the Fullerton Division Station. Red line of Chicago. And north here. 12:24 p.m. Easy north do the stuff downtown. I know the real South Side Irish Parades in Beverly, they're on Western and like 111th or whatever down there in Beverly. So yeah, we'll see if we can get down there. Turn this around here. We'll see if we can get down there this year for St. Patrick's Day. That's great. Station here on the red line and see how loud the train gets. It's hard for me to talk over it. And yeah, we'll pull into the this is the North and Clybourne station here. See, North and Clybourne station here, Chicago, Illinois. Here we'll film out the back here. We'll show. I want to show how this train looks when it goes out of the tunnel here. We're going to pull out of the tunnel and we're going to go up above ground to Fullerton here. So I'll film out the back as we leave the station here. Hey, good afternoon, Sabrina Suburban Garden there, kid.
Fullerton is next. Doors open on the right at Fullerton.
With the brown and purple lines, and then it'll rise from the center. That's what I try to capture here. It's hard. The window's so dirty and it's so dark down here. We're in the red line subway. Try to get in here. There we go. So here, see, we're going to do this curve. And we're going to pop out and be above ground. Chicago, Illinois here. The red line subway tunnel here coming out. Making a bend here. People crawl down here and put artwork there. So here's where we're leaving the tunnel, subway tunnel for the red line, and we'll pop up in the middle. Volume good. I'm the chatty Cathy, that's me. I pulled my own string. There's the red line. See, it's the red line subway. So we're about Bissell Street's on our left and Sheffield's on our right. We're heading northbound, so we'll pull right through the Armitage station. See, that's that part we go through sometimes. Here now I can film out the window. So we're above ground. Left the see, there's a passing a red line heading the other way. See how we're almost up to the same level as the brown and lines here, so we'll just film out the window. We'll go through the Armitage stop without stopping. Purple line, yeah. Yeah, it goes up to Evanston. The purple line runs through the weekend. It goes express. So the purple line does make a stop here only on rush hour in the mornings and the evenings. And then on weekends you'll have to catch it. But yeah, I do film on weekends. It's usually for special events like the Chinese New Year coming up this Sunday, and then next Saturday the Shadidarad, and then of course the St. Patrick's Day festivities coming up in March. Will of course happen on the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Which Saturday is the downtown, and then Sunday is the one in Beverly, and the south side of Chicago. Here's Armitage. I'm heading up here because this is where I live. We just got back from New Orleans. I'm eager to get back to my place there, do laundry and stuff like that. Get settled back in so we can go back to the work week here. Yeah, you can take the LaSalle Street. Yeah, take the LaSalle Street station there behind the Board of Trade, and then you can take the Metro. It takes you right down to Beverly. I've been down there. I just don't live stream down there much because, like most Chicagoans, you live in the suburbs, you stay in the suburbs, you live on the south side, you experience the south side of downtown. A lot of people from the south side don't hang out on the north side. A lot of people on the north side don't hang out on the south side. We know what's going on the west side. It's just the way the city's transit works, you know. I don't have a car, so here's Webster, Home Slice, back in Lincoln Park here. Red line. Hey, we rode those streetcars. We rode those streetcars in New Orleans. Now we're back at DePaul University here.
This is a red line train to Howard.
Hey, we'll get out here. Hey, we gotta get out this side. Hey, we made it. Made it to Fullerton. Got everything. Yeah, okay, good. So hey, see how far we came. So there's the. Normally we would be just probably still walking by the giant Hancock if I didn't hop this train. There's the. See, there's the Sears Tower, and the right, and there's the giant Hancock. We're up here by DePaul University. So here's the red line. There, see, one's going that way. The red line to 95th is the red line to Howard. Going out of the Fullerton station. We're in the center of the track here, and we'll walk Fullerton here. Thanks for catching the lunchtime stream here. Hey, we're back in Chicago. We saw Ernesto and Chris beginning of this live, and there, Chris is heading back to the Metro to go to Mundelein. He got him a hat and sweatpants so he wasn't freezing to death. Ernie helped him out. So here, let's head down here. Let's go down to Fullerton here. Yeah, it feels good to be home. Thanks, John. Thanks for the gift there. Yeah, thanks, John. I got plenty more content to cut out there from New Orleans, so there's be more content coming to your For You page there or your shorts reel. Here's, yeah, you can watch the full reruns there. Hardly anybody's seen the New Orleans content. The algorithm just didn't push it. Normally we get thousands of people watching. We got only a few hundred people, and it's just, so that means a lot of people still need to watch the reruns, which is great. So we'll be working on that, make some montages, and yeah, it'll put it in the archives there. I mean, it all has value. I mean, all that historical architecture and parks and the city itself, the layers and layers of history, all those ghost tours they were doing. People really interested in New Orleans for multiple reasons. Very Gothic city, at least for America. But here we're back in Lincoln Park. We're back in Fullerton stop on the red, purple, and brown line to DePaul University. Hey, it's good to be back at Sweet Home Chicago. Thanks for tuning in here. Hey, you saw it. Thanks, One Golden Nubian. Yeah, you saw it. Yeah, we ran into Ernesto and Chris. Hey, and on TikTok, I just posted the rerun where we met Jess. Remember, we met Jess at Memphis there, and she gave us the ribs from Memphis, which was great. Chris and I ate them on the train. We gave her muffaletta, giant muffaletta sandwich. Chris said it was 17 pounds, and or something like that. Maybe not that much, but it felt like it. And maybe like 17 ounces. And we gave her some beignets from Cafe du Monde. Cafe du Monde there, right on near the French market there in the French Quarter of New Orleans. So we've got plenty more content. But thanks, John, for the support there. Really appreciate it. Everybody else, just for watching. Give a thumbs up if you like this. See, I think no one gave the thumbs up to New Orleans. That's why we never had the train noise. Oops, sorry. Thanks, Lindsay. Thanks for checking out the content. That's great. Thanks for watching it all. And now the window's closed. I clicked on, so now you're going to have to watch commercials to watch it. But that's okay. You can still watch it for free. You just have to watch a YouTube commercial. But here's Fremont and Fullerton, the McCormick row houses. So these are historic row houses. When this was the seminary, it predates DePaul University. There used to be a seminary college here, and they built this housing, and then DePaul University kind of acquired it somehow when it expanded. And DePaul University is all that way. Hey, let's see if this ice skating rink, most people don't know this, and I saw that they had it up. I bet you this completely thawed out when we had 60 degrees. I want to see if it's frozen again or if they removed it. So the Millennium Park ice skating rink, of course, is having issues. I think they probably have closed it for the season. But I think the Maggie Daly is still going strong. If you want ice skating downtown in Millennium Park, you have to go to Maggie Daly. But here in DePaul University, and I don't know what the situation is here. I don't know if you have to be part of the university to use this. The ice skating rink might not even be there, but it was here before we went to New Orleans. I was surprised because I didn't see it at holiday time, and I see it now. They got a old-fashioned ice skating rink here that's not chilled, so it thaws out if it warms up. We'll see if it's here. Oh yeah, I've been going to New Orleans since 2000. I've been going to New Orleans for over 25 years, and I love that city because I love history, and it's such a huge historical city, such a musical city, and important city to the history of America because of the mouth of Mississippi goes back to the French and Spanish colonial, the indigenous peoples, the Creole culture, African American culture mixing with the French and Spanish culture create something new. And the Cajun Creole culture out in the country, all that cuisine and food. New Orleans, Louisiana. So this is the ice skating rink. You see how it was melting? You can see how it was melting, and it refroze. So I guess it's pretty bumpy. It's got a lot of leaves in it, but there is an ice skating rink in DePaul University. I don't know what the rules are. Skate at your own risk, or if you got to get permission to use it. I don't see anybody skating here, but see the music halls here, and then you got this housing, this nice historic housing. This is part of DePaul University. We're just south of Fullerton, and we're just west of Halstead. And there's a school of music. You can walk through the school of music. The security doesn't like it when I walk through here, but it's beautiful, so we'll try to stay outside because I don't want to anger the security. And here, the Seminary Townhouse Association. Green, which you're standing, is owned and maintained by the associate members of sports game authorized by special permit only. So private property, not for public use. Skating rink is for use for STA residents only. So here you go. You know, public cannot use this, but I'm just showing you that they do have an ice skating rink here. Maybe you can come and just watch other people that have the permission to skate here, or try to get away with it, but don't sue the city or sue the university. They'll sue you for using it. Here's a tribute to Robert Burkhoff, whose vision and leadership hopeful people to purchase of 56 historic townhomes from McCormick Theological Seminary. See, it was called the McCormick Theological Seminary that owned all these things. So these 54 townhomes were bought by Burkhoff and the Seminary Townhouse Association. That's who. And so you have to live in these buildings to be able to use this, because it's technically a private green, I guess, part of this development. Yeah, New Orleans, I'm glad you saw that, Nana Blue. That's great. Yeah, Kiki Frost, thank you. Yeah, we got so much more New Orleans content to cut out, and people are interested in the train ride and the swamps, the cypress swamps. See, McCormick House District. These row houses were built as an investment by the McCormick Theological Seminary, which was located here from 1863 to 1975. Designed in a simplified Queen Anne style with a private street and a park in the center. This development of these houses is a fine example of 19th century residential architecture and city planning. There you go. See, so you see why I show this stuff. And it's so beautiful. There's a reason it's beautiful. This is planned. They and then different people acquire it, and it has second life. Parking permit. There's a musical School of Music. We'll head by the. There's a plaque over here to the Young Lords when this was still a seminary, before it was DePaul University, in the civil rights movement. I know Jesse Jackson just passed away. I guess Jesse Jackson's wake's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday later this week at the Rainbow Push Coalition on Drexel. We went down there. I got a rerun. I don't know if we're going to go down there. I'm sure it's going to be long lines. He was supposed to lay in state down Washington, D.C. I don't think Mike Johnson approved it. I don't know what the situation is. I got to catch up on the news. But that same period, civil rights, after Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated, there was a lot of political activity. People became active, and the Young Lords took over this building to try to get more state and federal funding. Oh, sorry. For that's okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, here it is, right here, Tango, Puerto Rico, from 1968 to 1977. The building now houses DePaul University School of Music. Was the Stone Academy Academic Administration building for the McCormick Theological Seminary. On May 14th, 1969, the Young Lords and their allies occupied the building for nearly a week. And you remember, like when Columbia University was occupied in the 60s, and Berkeley and all those things. Well, the Young Lords, they were a former street gang turned into a social movement from the Lincoln Park neighborhood. This is when this area of Lincoln Park was more Puerto Rican. This was in the 60s. And how ethnic enclaves changed over time. Home to one of the first Puerto Rican barrios in the late 1950s or 1960s. Among their demands was support for the seminary to create low-income housing for people that had been displaced from Lincoln Park by the effects of urban renewal and gentrification. And see, that was even starting in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and it accelerated. And that's why a lot of the Puerto Rican barrio moved to Humboldt Park. And here, DePaul has partnered with the Young Lords to preserve their history here. And that's why they got this here. There you go. So hey, see, this is a seminary, DePaul University School of Music, so it's part of this. They added the School of Music here. All this history that surrounds us here at Lincoln Park, Chicago. Hey, the sun's coming out. It's cold, but sun's coming out. Great trip. Hey, Pete, that's good. Yeah, thanks, Trinidad. Thanks for checking out the New Orleans Nana Blue. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, I'm going to post more clips and reruns and make some like little movies and vignettes of all the stuff we saw. I just have to work on editing the footage, so that'll begin this afternoon. But here, there's the School of Music. This is Halstead, Lincoln Common. We'll head right up to the six-way intersection of Fullerton, Lincoln, and Halstead. I'm up here all the time because I live near here. I'm heading home after my trip to New Orleans, and we'll see what's going to happen later this week with the Jesse Jackson. I gotta find out what's going on with the Jesse Jackson funeral and memorials and things. Very important in Chicago because he was based out of Chicago and a Chicagoan. So here is Fullerton and Halstead and Lincoln here. There's the 74 bus. We're waiting across the street here. So here's where we're at. Here's a map. So here's Lincoln Park's upside down. North is down. So see, we're looking as the maps. The downtown's that way. We're right here. Here's the DePaul University Lincoln Park campus. They got a downtown campus. And we're waiting across the street here. Head down Fullerton. So the Biograph Theater's right up there. There's where John Dillinger was killed in 1934 by G-men. And St. Valentine's Day Massacre site's not far from here. Halstead. And Lincoln here. Here's the Raising Cane's across Lincoln. Yeah, Trinidad, we just saw Ernie and Chris. I'm so thankful thanks again to Ernesto for bringing Chris some sweatpants. He went all the way to New Orleans and back, no pants. We didn't need them in New Orleans. It was 80 degrees. It was great. But here, we'll cross here, Lincoln. Here we go. Here, Lincoln. Halstead. This is Lincoln, Fullerton. We'll head down Fullerton. Yeah, these are nice buildings here, the glazed tile. Yeah, we'll head right down here. So we got our lunch walk in. I'll send a message if I fall asleep maybe if we do a lunch, an evening walk, it might just be a short. These trucks are loud here. It might just be a short and sweet walk to the grocery store tonight. We might. The waves on the lake were pretty high yesterday. I guess they had big, strong waves. I don't know if the waves are still high. I'll look at that, see if I can determine from the internet how big the waves are. There's the health club. So we're back at the Bourgeois Pig, the Burling Street. We'll head down to beautiful housing here on Fullerton. Thanks for checking out the lunch walk here. We'll get back into our regular scheduled time slots. And thanks for tuning in. It looks nice. It looks beautiful, but it's just cold. It feels extra bitterly cold after coming back from the Gulf Coast there. But I love New Orleans. Can't wait to work on that footage. I thought I would get more done on the train, but we turned into like zombie mode. We were just like in a half sleep mode the whole time. And we got those ribs there. Thanks again to Jess for meeting us in Memphis. I posted that to TikTok. Chris got the muffaletta sandwich and the beignets from New Orleans French Quarter. And Jess got us some ribs from Central Barbecue, one of the world-renowned Memphis-style barbecue ribs there, Central Barbecue, downtown Memphis. Thanks again, Jess, for that. And we were tuning in. Some of our friends were streaming in Paris, and we were streaming in the French Quarter. The jet set. There's St. Paul's United Church. Yeah, thanks, One Golden Nubian. Thanks for coming along for the ride. You and Grandma's Corner and everybody else, Pizza Lisa that tuned in, and Chris was right next to me. He was watching sometimes, right when we were in real life there. And all the other mods, thanks everybody. And we didn't really need to mod that much. There wasn't that many people watching. It was fine. It was only like, a lot of times it'd be like 40 people in the chat, just like now, like 56. That's good, I think. Yeah, see what this guy's saying there. He's making some interesting sounds here. Well, we just went by St. Paul's Church. They just renovated it there. Here's the nice, beautiful housing here on Fullerton. Look how the sun's hitting this. We might have to cross the street. Let's head to the sunny side of the street so I can give you a closer up view of this beautiful housing on Fullerton. We'll go to the sunny side of the street, the side that faces south. These facades here. See how fast we can get up here. Just hop that red line. We can be home lickety split. And much faster than the New Orleans streetcars. Hey, look at this beautiful housing here, Fullerton, Lincoln Park, Chicago. So we got 12:47. We're back in Chicago. We're back from New Orleans. I'm going to work on that New Orleans footage. But hey, we got the whole spring and summer ahead of us. This Sunday's Chinese New Year parade in Chinatown, Chicago. We covered it the last 3 years. Well, we might as well cover it this year. Following weekend, March 7th and 8th, that weekend, whatever Saturday it is, I don't know the date. We're going to have the Iditarod, where they race around the shopping carts for charity. Everybody dresses up in themes. We try to catch the beginning of the race in the West Loop. It's at Ashland and Fulton Market. We did it last year, the year before. I think we did that 3 years in a row too. Then after that, we'll start the St. Patrick's Day festivities. I was talking to somebody about the Beverly Southside Parade. There's the downtown parades. They dye the river green. And we're looking forward to that. So that once we get to March, we can start talking about opening day, spring training. The White Sox already beat the Cubs in that early exhibition game there in Arizona. We'll see Hope Springs Eternal there. We'll see what happens. And we talk about opening day soon enough. Here's this church lost its steeple there. There was a steeple caught fire. We talk about all the time. Fullerton, Geneva Terrace. Geneva Terrace becomes Larrabee, but up here it's called Geneva Terrace. Just like New Orleans, the streets changed their names. Same street, different name. Yeah, I would love to go to Philly. If you pay me money to go to Philly, I'm there. I'm on a limited budget here. TikTok is making me poorer. YouTube's making me poorer. All the money goes to the billionaires and the rich politicians. None of it gets to the creators. But no, yeah, Philadelphia's beautiful. So much history. I would love to live stream Philadelphia, Boston, New York, Baltimore. I'm not afraid to go to Baltimore. I'm from Chicago. All the flack we get for Chicago, I know Baltimore gets a bunch of flack. Philadelphia gets no love. I love Philadelphia. I love Baltimore. These historic cities, great American cities like New Orleans. And why does America hate our city so much? I know it has to do with politics. I understand. Here's Fullerton, and we're heading towards Clark Street. So this is usually the time I stream at lunchtime. I'm gonna take time to get reacclimated to this cold climate after coming back from New Orleans, and work on editing those clips. It's good to be back home, sweet home Chicago. I think people get nervous. I think people don't like watching my content when I go to places like Chicago because they're secretly afraid I'm going to move away from Chicago. Because so many people from Chicago that are born here, live here, love Chicago, move away from the city for multiple reasons. And that's half my audience is people that used to live in Chicago, have family in Chicago, that they miss it or they don't want to come here or live here anymore, but they still want to see what's happening and see if we waste it away or if we're still here. And we're still here. We're not dead yet. Here's Church of Our Savior. This is Fullerton. New Orleans is not dead yet. New Orleans was hopping. New Orleans there was more going on in New Orleans this weekend than here, I'll tell you that. Here's Church of Our Savior. Yeah, before you know it, I'll be filming Turning on Buckingham Fountain. Usually that happens in May. Yeah, you're right, Scott. We covered that too. So we got the whole spring and summer ahead of us. We'll start. Here's the Fullerton Point, Chicago. These new luxury apartments here on Fullerton. These used to be the Cynical. We've been watching the construction progress on these things. New construction here on Fullerton, just west of Clark Street on Fullerton. It's beautiful tree-lined street. You gotta get the sun to set behind there. Look at the undulating sidewalk. But hey, I'm gonna sign off here early. I'm gonna do a short and sweet lunchtime walk here. Thanks everybody. We'll get to our regularly live stream scheduled broadcast there. And so we'll try tonight and we'll get back tomorrow morning, head downtown. And thanks for hitting the thumbs up there. Thanks for the gift, John and everybody else. And all the checking out the New Orleans content there. So I'm gonna work on editing the clips. We'll probably do a YouTube after 5 tonight. I'll probably just head to the grocery store to get me some things for the week. And we'll see what's happening then. Yeah, catch you later. See you, Jessica. Thanks for checking out New Orleans. Christy, One Gold Nubian. Thanks. Have a great day. Scott and Charlotte there. Robert. Yeah. Hey, Robert Klein there. We'll check out Philly sometime. Barbara and Pete. Trinidad, thanks for being on. Nana Blue, Kiki Frost. If I missed anybody, people from the beginning, Winter, thanks everybody for tuning in. And Chris is catching his train back to Mundelein. I think it leaves at 1:25. So yeah, I bet you Maddie missed Chris. Chris will be happy to see Maddie. Maddie's gonna be happy to see Chris's. Chris's dog. So thanks again to Jess for the ribs. Thanks for everybody watching New Orleans content. We'll see you soon here. So Clark and Fullerton, back home. Sweet home Chicago, we made it. Hey, thanks. Hey, we'll do this again sometime. So we'll see you in a little bit. Appreciate it. Have a good day from Chicago. Yeah, thanks, Christy. Lambie T, thanks for watching. One Gold Nubian, Jessica, thanks everybody. We'll see y'all later. Yeah, go. I have a lunch bunch. We'll see you, Clark and Fullerton. So I'm crossing. I'll show you this view. There's a nice view. Hey, look at these cute dogs. See, they're out. There's this nice view to the John Hancock. We'll leave you with that. We'll see you tomorrow, or we'll see you tonight after 5. Okay, talk to you. Catching that midnight train. Yeah, the Mundelein. How you doing? Okay, we'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Okay, bye.